Question for you. At your table, how few players is too few players? For me, the answer is 2. I have this theory, probably the topic for another video, that 3 players is actually the perfect size for a tabletop RPG party. Most D&D parties are obviously more than that, usually somewhere between 4 and 6, but the point is, I figure as long as I have at least 3 players, I'm good. Or at least, that's what I figured until last week. My party of 5 had 2 no-shows, and I was left with 3 players, and it almost didn't work. To be fair, this is a pretty unusual party to begin with. They have a tendency to fracture into smaller groups, seemingly at random, and just generally lack cohesion. One character has been separated from the rest of the party for, I think, months in real time. They're 11 years old, though, so your mileage may vary. This particular session had all 3 characters in 3 completely different locations pursuing 3 completely different quests. When I found out that that's all we had this session, I almost canceled. There's no A-plot for a session like that. Instead, there are 3 charitably B-plots, or really more like C-plots. I had no idea how to run that. Thankfully, it worked out in the end. I was able to shunt one of the less motivated players into another character's story, and that kind of became the de facto main plot, with only one B-plot then on the side. What it showed me, however, was the breaking point for this already splintered campaign. I'm all for cutscenes, don't get me wrong, but there is an event horizon where the story is so compartmentalized it can no longer function. And we ran right up to the precipice of that. What did I learn? Determine how many player characters your adventure can lose before it's no longer worth playing. If you cross that threshold, cancel the session. It's not worth the logistical headache.